Hello, and welcome to ESSA School Level Reporting Financial Transparency from the DPI School Financial Services team. This video is Part 3, the DPI School Level Reporting Application. In Parts 1 and 2, we discussed that school level reporting is a new federal requirement both for districts and LEAs and for DPI. With this requirement, we will report per pupil expenditures by school split into federal, state, local, and exclusion categories. We will be using a reporting framework that 39 states across the country have agreed to use for ESSA school level reporting. In order to collect this information, we are finalizing development on the school level reporting application. This is a brand new school financial services report. It is in addition to the current PI 1504 budget and PI 1505 annual reports required of all Wisconsin school districts. School level reporting for budgeted expenditures in the 2018-19 school year will open November 1st, the same date as the PI 1504 budget report, and it will be due on December 14th, 2 weeks after the PI 1504. But first things first, in order to complete school level reporting, you will need a WAMS ID. This is the same secure system that is used for WISE grants and WISE data. If you have a WAMS ID for those applications, use the same one for school level reporting. However, if you have a personal WAMS ID for educator licensing online, do not use it for school level reporting. Instead, go to this web address to register a WAMS ID. This is what the school level reporting application will look like. Well, almost what it will look like. The application is still under development at the time this video was produced. Screenshots are from the test application as of September 24th, 2018. The address shown at the top of the screenshot is for our development server. Ignore it. When you go into the Combined Reporting web portal, there will be 2 Start App links, one for Chapter 220 Administration and one for School Level Reporting. We'll click the Start App link for School Level Reporting and get to the School Level Reporting homepage. This is a public page visible to anyone who accesses the site. If you are submitting your district or LEA's school level report, you will want to click the Exclusions button. That will direct you to the WAMS login, where you'll enter your WAMS user ID and password. Once you are securely logged in, you will get into the first part of school level reporting, Exclusions Management. You will see your district and a fiscal year displayed on this screen. If you are set up for multiple districts, you will need to select the correct one from the dropdown. Also, make sure that you have the correct fiscal year for school level reporting selected. Once those are done, click Go. Now, you'll get to the list of recommended standard exclusions. All of these are checked by default. If you do not wish to report a recommended standard exclusion, all you have to do is uncheck the box for that exclusion. Once you have these ready, click Proceed. Now, you will get to a screen for adding optional exclusions. If you want to add one, click the button and a new line will pop up. Enter a short title for your exclusion, which will appear on the summary of your public reporting, and a more detailed definition that will appear on the exclusions detail screen. Then, click Update to save the optional exclusion. There are also edit and delete buttons if you need to change this. Once you're finished with optional exclusions, click Proceed, and you will get to the Exclusions Entry Confirmation screen. This simply shows all the selections that you made on the previous 2 screens to let you make sure that you have entered them correctly. If you need to make a change, click one of the numbered links for the previous exclusion screens. Otherwise, click the Data Input button to move on to the next part. Data Input is where you will actually report your numbers for school level reporting. Again, this will start you off at the selection for the fiscal year and LEA or district. Once you have that, click Go. There is a utility to upload a data file containing your numbers for school level reporting, and the file upload screen is where you do that. Use the Select File button and locate the data file that you will be uploading. Upload files are in a particular format. This is a comma-separated values file, or CSV. After the header row with column titles, the first data row is for the district. The rest of the rows are for your individual schools. One thing to note is this org code column the 4-digit DPI school directory code for the district or for the school. The details of this format are available on the school level reporting webpage. One caution is that if you are working with a CSV file in Excel, it will often try to be helpful and change the formatting on you. Make sure that your file matches the formatting information listed on the school level reporting website before trying to upload it. For this video, we won't upload a file, but whether or not you do, click Proceed to move on to the next screen. If you have uploaded a data file, you will see the number for total district exclusions displayed on this screen. Otherwise, you can enter one manually and then click Proceed. Here, a list of all your schools, according to what's been reported through the DPI School Directory application, is shown. Each school is its own row, and each row has an Edit button. Again, if you uploaded a file, your data will show up on this screen. Otherwise, click the Edit button for a school, enter its numbers for enrollment, federal expenditures, and state-local expenditures, and click the Update button to save. When you've entered data for all your schools, click the Proceed button to move on to the LEA or district-level data screen. This screen can be a little bit tricky. The enrollment total that you enter is the total enrollment for your entire district or LEA. It will be at least the total of all the enrollments entered on the previous screen for your individual schools. In very rare cases, you may have a small number of students not associated with a particular school. They would not show up in any of the school enrollments, but they would be included in the district LEA enrollment total. The confusing part of this screen is that the federal and state local expenditures are not totals. They do not include all of your district's federal or state local expenditures. Instead, this screen is used to report those district-level, federal or state-local expenditures that are not exclusions and have not already been reported for your schools. Once you have numbers here, click Proceed to go to the next screen, where you will review all your data before finalizing your data submission. Your LEA district enrollment and the total of your school enrollments should match, or the LEA district enrollment may be very slightly higher, but the exclusions, federal, and state-local totals under LEA district data are completely separate from the federal and state-local totals for your schools. When you're ready to finalize the report, click that button, and you'll get to the last section of the reporting application itself, again with this fiscal year and LEA district selection screen. Once you have those selected and click Go, it will take you to a final summary listing everything you reported in the previous two parts of the application. Look these over, verify that the numbers are correct. If they are, check the box to certify that the data as submitted are correct, and click the Finalize Report button. This is essentially the same as submitting your other DPI school finance reports. You'll get a message congratulating you on successfully submitting the school level report. The last part of the application to talk about is reports. As of the recording of this video, these are not completely finished. However, we do have the standard report table done. This is something that, once a report is finalized, will be visible to the public as well as to you in the district or LEA. To view it, click on Reports, then Standard Reports. You will get to the now familiar Fiscal Year and LEA District selection screen. But when you click the LEA district dropdown, you will be able to see every district in LEA who has completed the school level reporting. Once you've selected the one you'd like to view, hit Go, and you will get the school level reporting table for that district or LEA. The columns represent the individual categories that we discussed in Part 2, shown as one row for each school. Again, as we've discussed, the school level numbers are different for each school, but the school share of district total numbers are the same. Everything in columns B through H are per pupil numbers, and H, as we talked about, is that bottom line per pupil expenditure number in that school that will be the focus of public attention. The final three columns are district-wide totals, not per pupil numbers. There is the ability to export this table to Excel or as a PDF file, so you can share it with other stakeholders in your district or LEA. This concludes our preview of the school level reporting application. It's still in final development, There will be tweaks from what you've seen here. Keep that in mind, that it will not look exactly the same when completing the report. This is the tool that DPI will be using for budgeted annual school level reporting in the 2018-19 and 2019-20 school years. For more information, visit the school level reporting page on the DPI website or email the School Financial Services team. Thank you.